Now let's talk about bodybuilding. It's a sport that is, well, not considered as a top sport in the country, but those who take part in it do so with a lot of success. When it comes to this sport, the Durban-born Sibusiso Kotelo is one of South Africa's finest. Kotelo was the first black and youngest IFBB Pro bodybuilder in the country. He joins us live in the studio to talk to us about his journey and ambitions. Sibusiso, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's not very often that I feel like a small guy, but trust me,
I apologize.
Today I feel like a very small guy. But let's talk about, bodybuilding.
Yeah.
How and did you start even?
It was by sheer coincidence, actually. I was a rugby boy all my life. Played rugby, in even varsity. And then in 2014, I met a guy and he basically told me, hey, listen, I think you'd be great for the sport. And yeah, 2014, I found myself competing as a junior, and I've never looked back since.
Have you always been like a big boy?
No, I was actually the smallest guy in my rugby team.
So how then? Were you like a weightlifter or something?
Look, for rugby purposes, you lift weights.
Have to,
you have to lift weights. You in the gym and the fitness community or field thereof. I think, having that baseline of, being able to, sustain myself in the gym and be able to just, work hard, just perpetuated the mentality that I needed for bodybuilding that I didn't even know I had.
Mm.
Yeah.
And what were some of the challenges, especially as a young boy from KZN, that you face in a sport that I'm sure not too many people in your community even knew that it was a sport?
Look, resources, right? Because as you said, it's a very niche sport. There's probably about 21 of us in the country that are pros in my sports. So we're a very, very small community, but it's a growing industry as a whole. So that became a very, different sphere that we found ourselves in. And as you said, coming from a township, not a lot of people were fair with the idea that you can, gain muscle and then turn it into a career. It was kind of like a strange conversation to even have with my own mother, So those are the kind of, things that you find yourself having to change the mindset to saying, hey, listen, this is, a career that someone can have.
But also, how do you even prepare? Is it just as simple as doing 107 push-ups a day or lifting your body weight? How do you even prepare yourself?
Look, it takes about 12 to 16 weeks to get the body right. So I'm privileged that I've got two coaches, Jack and Josh, and I'm part of a team, that makes sure that, I'm getting a massage every week. I'm seeing a chiro every week. I've got my medical team making sure that, my health markers are in check. So from 12 to 16 weeks, that's the duration it will take me to then get on stage, and also just being part of a community, Won't Quit crew, having other sport people around me, as I've done the Nairobi docu-series lately. So that actually helps being in a community and mindset in which I'm able to perpetuate my career. So
tell me a little bit more about that. What does it mean, being part of that crew? Because I know that the motto is like, won't quit. Yeah,
won't quit. No, it's about having a single, mindset in order to be able to reach your goal. And also understanding that there will be challenges. Anything that you're passionate about, trying to get to a goal and strive for is not going to be linear. It's not easy. Not everyone has a very, fairy tale paved road. So it's about understanding that there will be challenges, but you just want to have a single-minded idea and ideology that this is the goal that you're trying to meet. So being part of the community, having our stories being showcased and told, in a public platform, it is able to invite people into our space and environments. And as you said, you now know what bodybuilding is, right?
Yeah.
So that has been a very powerful tool to do that and platform.
As I said in my introduction, first black, youngest to get congratulations
Thank
on
you so
that.
much, sir.
But what are your plans in terms of to be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger?
100%. Actually, I'm glad you brought him up.
Oh, is it?
100%.
Yeah.
The plan is to win Mr. Olympia. It's that simple. This year, the plan is to do a pro show, win a pro show, then qualify to go to Mr. Olympia, where it's basically the Super Bowl of bodybuilding. It's like the FIFA World Cup of bodybuilding. You're the top 20, biggest, most shredded top athletes in the world that come together and then decide who's the king of the jungle.
Yeah. And what do they look for? Is it just about who's got the biggest biceps?
Not at all. It's conditioning, it's symmetry, it's proportion, it's balance. It's, yes, being one of the biggest guys on stage counts, but there's a lot of things. There's a very, very big criteria that you have to sit back and make sure that when you reverse engineer the process, you have these guidelines to ensure that you're meeting the criteria.
And how confident are you that you will reach that goal? Do you feel
that? I'm absolutely confident.
Yeah?
Yes.
and is there enough competition here at home to prepare yourself to judge yourself
Absolutely.
at home in the continent?
South Africa has a very, very huge talent. You know, as I said, the one thing that kills us the most is just, you know, the resources that we have, but the talent at home is very, very big.
Fantastic. Sibusiso, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, sir.
Joining us.
Thank you.
Again, at least, you know what, I'll go home and do a few more push-ups just to at least get a few muscles. But at least I know the next guy that I'm talking to, my muscles are slightly bigger.